Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Quintessence of Leadership. We are delighted to have you with us, and I have an amazing friend, colleague, sister on this line today, and she is going to just bless us with so much of her wisdom and her leadership and her insight. I'm telling you, you will leave change. You will leave change thinking differently about wealth, about philanthropy, about giving back, about all of those things that sometimes get misconstrued. So my name is Alicia Houston, and I am so happy you are here with me again. I am your business advisor. I'm your woman in STEM, and I am also the woman that has got your back because I am a door opener and not a gatekeeper. So with that, let's welcome the amazing Deborah Flemming Bradley to the LinkedIn Live stage today. Hey, Deborah, how are you, my friend?
Hello, beautiful. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, I'm excited to have you. So Deborah is a woman of just so much, she's just delicious. She is so multifaceted. She has such depth. She has insight. She is a very dear friend. One thing I say about love is love corrects. Deb will not agree with me just because I am her girl. Like, she will keep it 100 with me, and I appreciate that about her. Deborah is a woman who allowed me to truly see inside what true wealth looks like. And I'm forever grateful to her for that. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Women in Wealth, about her signature event, the Wealthy Woman Experience, why it came to be, why she knew it was her that God had called to bring this into the world, to birth this and to share this and to call women forward into the wealth that they've been called to. And little secret note, it's not all about money, and just all the things that I have been able to garner from our friendship, from our sisterhood. And I just am so excited that she's here because Deborah is a very busy woman. Deborah is all over the world. And I mean, all over the world. And so you're going to learn a little bit more about her today. And quite honestly, Deborah is hard to get access to. So this is a very, very real treat. And I don't say that just to be funny or to, be acting some kind of way. Deborah is very intentional with her time, her resources, and her energy, and who she says yes to and who she says no to. So thank you for being here, Deborah. I am excited to have you. And so I want to first start with, we met during the pandemic. I want to start because I think it's so important. Sometimes people will see you, they will hear your accolades, what you've accomplished, and they don't realize, right? I say people see the glory, but they don't know the story. Absolutely. So would you tell us where you were? Let's start even further than before we met. I want to go back even further. Mm-hmm. You are a multimillionaire today, a true multimillionaire. And I want to go back to when that was not the case. Can you share some of that with us?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I would like to start off by thanking you again for having me on here. And yes, I mean, I'm saying yes to you every time, Alicia, because you and I, we just really connected over the years, and our platforms are so closely, what you call entangled into each other and what we like to do for the betterment of women.
Yes.
So how it all started for me is that I come from an entrepreneurial family. My dad owned a car dealership many, many years ago. And I used to work for him when I was in high school. I used to be his receptionist. He sold cars, and I was there learning the business with that. Fast forward, I meet the man of my dreams, my husband, Mr. Donald D. Bradley. Let me give him a shout out there. He was an entrepreneur too. I met him in college, and he was just doing his thing. He was paying for college, just doing all kinds of things to make his ends meet. And we connected on that level. I had a father that I've seen going through all the ups and downs of entrepreneurship, and I married a man that was a true entrepreneur too. And I saw those qualities in him, and we grew several businesses together. We've been business partners for over 31 years, married for 31 years. Wow. And what I would like to say on that is that we got to a point where we had all these amazing contracts in the beauty industry, and one fell through and we lost everything. We lost our home, cars and everything like that. And we decided that one day, once we got back on our feet, that we were never ever going to let another man or woman dictate how we would eat, feed our family. They weren't going to have us on the clock. That was not the type of family that we wanted to be. So after we picked ourselves up, we met a young man who introduced us to the world of network marketing. And it's been just skyrocketing for us over the last,
Mm.
we've been in network marketing for 21 years.
Wow.
And yeah, yeah. And so that was the case, losing everything
Mm.
just to find that one person that
Mm.
showed us an opportunity. And we took it from what we did in all of our other businesses. We stayed and we stick to it through all the ups and downs of that. And then, not out of the blue, not after, people's like overnight, they became, these, wealthy people. No, that's not how it happened. It took years of us to get to where we
Yes.
are today. And just a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I hate to be cliche on it, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
that, a lot of that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to level set a couple of things that you speak with such ease, right? About how you come through it and where you are today. But that was no easy feat, right? You were in it. You have 4 children,
Yes.
right? Like you said, you had multi-million contracts in the beauty industry, and one day it was pulled right out from under you. And
Yes.
you had nothing.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yes, no savings either. It was making money and no savings. And
Mm.
when that was the thing, nothing to lean on to help us recoup from that, to recover from that. And there was just one small company that had been seeking us out, and we went with them, and that was helping us to pay the bills. But then
Wow.
we got behind in credit.
Yep.
The IRS was on our backs. We owed back taxes. So going through that, having 4 children under the age of 7,
Come on.
it was a lot, but trying to keep maintaining and keeping the family tight during
Yes.
those times. And thank goodness my husband is he's a visionary and everything like
Yes.
that. And at that point in time, all I was doing was following the vision. Even if I
Mm.
didn't understand what was happening, I was like, okay, I just want to get out of the situation that we are. So let's get this going, get our bills paid,
Yes.
and see what this could do for us.
Wow. And so I want everyone to hear this because sometimes we miss these moments. We miss these nuggets that she was willing, she was listening. You heard her say in the beginning, her and her husband have been married for 31 years, Deborah,
Yes,
married
yes,
for 31 years. They're in business together. They speak very candidly about that. I love how they speak so candidly about being husband and wife in business. They are so real. But she was very intentional. She trusted her husband and his vision, and she leaned into it. And she was intentional with how she moved in trusting him, with the vision that was put upon him, the mantle that was given to him, the insight that was given to him. Oh, okay. Okay, Deborah, I'm going to give you the floor back. So you moved into network marketing. And one thing, let's dispel the myth around network marketing, right? It is not this evil, it is not this bad thing, because people can bring negativity to anything they do, even if it's eating a candy bar. Okay?
yes, 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 yes. And you can hear it on their corporate jobs at 9 to 5s.
Come
There's
on.
always some kind of workplace drama
Yes.
that is going on, but you still got to put food on the table, and you got to do
Yes.
what you got to do to
Yes.
maintain your
Yes.
life or your lifestyle, whatever that may be. And we chose that, corporate life was not, what we wanted to do. My dad, through entrepreneurship, paid for my whole college tuition, all 4 years, and then some.
Yes.
And that's what I'm accustomed to. And I met a man who was like, "This is what I want to do." When I met Donald, the first thing that he told me when I asked him what was he going to do after school, he said he was going to be a millionaire. He didn't say I'm trying to be or I'm going to be, whatever. There was no doubt, and he said it straightforward. I'm going to be a millionaire. And I was like, wow, the woman who marries him is going to be
Mm.
a very, very lucky woman, and here I am. And it's not by luck. It was a
Of
lot of work. And,
course.
being married and doing business together, it comes with
Mm,
its challenges, but I wouldn't
yes.
trade it for anything in the world, not to
Mm,
where my kids have had, the ones who want to go to college, there's, college tuitions are paid for. None of them have financial aid. None of them
right.
are, in debt to anybody,
Right.
anything like that. They got everything from the Bradley Trust, from
Yes.
Bradley. So with that being said, distilling the, what people say about network marketing,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, it can change your life if you give it a chance.
Mm,
And it all, falls under the leadership that brings you in. It all falls
mm,
into the system that is in place that, is
mm,
there for people to be successful in it.
mm,
And a
mm.
lot of people, we're not good at following systems. I read the other day that we're good at having, but we're not good at holding.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh,
But we're not good at holding.
somebody put that in the chat right there.
Yeah,
We need to keep that
yeah,
nugget.
yeah, yeah. And so when we decided to do this, it was really like, for me, we don't really have a choice. At first, I was
Yeah.
like, no, because I don't want to sell products out of my garage and everything. But this was an online business. It was
Right.
online. It
Right.
was travel, and everybody's doing something. You might as well get paid off of that. Everybody's taking these trips and all that. So we were just like, okay, let's do this and see how it works. Well, my husband, first 10 months, made his first six figures in network marketing because of
Yeah.
the coaches and mentors that he had that had success in other companies, but became wildly successful in that one. And that's when we got our taste and we never looked back. Not
Mm,
everyone who joins a network marketing, let me do a disclaimer, thing, no matter what it is, whether you have a product, it's a product, online, or if you have it in your garage, whatever it may be, not everybody makes money in it. But
right.
those who stick and stay, as we have found, the ones that stick and stay, they get
Mm, yeah.
from it, and you have to follow your leadership. You have to follow your coaches and mentors to see the people who are doing. You got to copy the right cat, as we would say,
There you go.
get to where you want it to. And fortunately for us, that's what happened.
I love it. I love that you all have found such tremendous success. You heard that that the Bradley Trust, right? The Bradley Trust pays for the kids to go to college, all the things. It's so powerful. I love that they have their own bank, right? That's the Bradley Trust. And then how she said, copy that right cat. Yeah, copy the right cat, friends. Get that great mentor, that great advisor, that great coach. People throw around these words so willy-nilly these days, but when you have that right person, and you heard what Deborah said, it doesn't mean, look, when you know business, you know business, you know business, you know business, right? So like people can help you with different insights that can help you grow in different ways, but you need to make sure that those individuals have the receipts as well. And
Yes, yes.
so I'm so
Documentation. Yeah, documentation is very, very, very important. It's
yeah,
like the who,
yes,
is what's gonna get you there, and you can't do it on your own. And a lot of people, and I'll go ahead and put this out here. They talk about network marketing being a pyramid scheme, and
yes,
let me tell you something. We are a network marketing company, and we're operating in the United States, the United Kingdom, all across the Caribbean. We're in Ireland. We just opened up Dubai. We have all the licensings and everything that we need to operate everywhere that we go. There is
yeah,
a legal way and a correct way to do everything, and to have the right people who brings you into those markets to
yeah,
do it. And that's what we do. We make sure that we play by the rules, and our product
mm,
is travel. With
yes,
that. And so sometimes we tell people, you got to look at your corporate job. You got the bosses, the CEOs, and everybody's at the top. And here you are, you're doing the work to make them money, but in return, they're paying you,
right,
your time for wages. Over
right.
here, we're giving you a lifestyle, an
Mm,
unlimited way to make
mm,
money for, to support that lifestyle or whatever you want to do,
yeah,
whether it's paying for kids to go to college or paying a car payment.
right.
It's the why into why we do what we want to do. And we just did not want a 9 to 5 life.
I
But shout
love
out to
that.
people who do that. But there are
Absolutely.
people who do it, they do network marketing part-time, and they're
Yeah,
doing extremely well. I
yeah.
know several people who are making six figures part-time in network marketing and still have their corporate jobs. So shout out to you who do the double dipping out here. And
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And I love you brought that up, right? Because you're not poo-pooing on anyone who is in the corporate realm,
Mhm.
right? All marketplaces are required. We need all people in this world to take up their space as they're called, because as we said, we open doors in the various rooms that we enter, whatever hat we're wearing. So I love that you even said that. And Deborah, you're in the travel industry, but even and this is what I want y'all to hear, even in the travel industry, all the wealth that you are creating for your own family and others, you knew that you were still called to more. You knew you were called to philanthropy. You
Yes,
knew you were called to really helping women understand the value of wealth in all of its ways, and
yes.
created opportunities for women to have those understandings. So can you talk a little bit about those two in whatever order you want, your philanthropy and why, what was it in you that you were like, oh no, I need to create this space for women? Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know about you, Alicia. Many of us, we have coaches and mentors with
Yes.
that. But I wish 25 years ago, like once I came out of college, that I had that one person that I knew at the time, like a person who looked like me, a
Yes.
person who was already like 10 steps, 100 steps, or maybe even 10 years ahead of me. I was
Yes.
always doing things that could have really basically like held my hand, and I could have just walked in their footsteps on how they handled certain situations when they got to the next level. There's always another
Yes.
level. And as we're graduating in those levels, you're always looking, who's the next person that I can, see what they're doing? What can
Yes.
they do to shorten the
Mm.
pain that made to get here? What can they do to shorten the steps for me? Everybody has to go through their process, but I wanted someone that I could look up to that could, show me, okay, when you get here, A, B, and C normally happens at this point. So let me tell you how to handle it. Let me tell
Yes.
you how to have that emotional intelligence. Let me tell you how people are going to try you. Let me tell you how it's going to be one of the greatest things that you ever do in your life, but you got to stay humble,
Yes.
with it, how you need to keep your mental health and your
Mm.
mind cleared and not to step off your game, how to be poised with your
Mm.
presence when you're amongst people who are not going where you're going, but you're not going to what I call sustainable relationships. You're not trying to burn any bridges with anybody. It's just
Right.
that you're going up, and some people, everybody can't go with you when
Yeah.
you're doing that. So I always wanted that one woman that
Yeah.
could do that, and that's when I met you. We were in a program
Mm.
together, and I met that woman who
Mm.
was leading us, who was already going through that process, had already really gone through it and just mastered everything
Right.
that a
Right.
woman like us, would want to do in
Right.
our lives. And it was a transformation
Mhm.
for us and everything. It
That's
was an eye opener to see another millionaire doing her thing in
yes.
life.
Yes.
And so that's how the Wealthy Women Deposits came about. I just wanted, 25 years ago, I just needed that person. And as I
Mm.
was coming into wealth, as my husband and I were getting it, he was very fortunate. His first corporate job right out of college was a multimillionaire.
Wow.
He had a multimillionaire mentor. He had this great giant in the beauty industry that just, took them and just told them so many things, what books to read,
Oh,
wearing suits, being clean shaven, how to present yourself and all that. And my husband, of course, knew all that stuff before he met him, but just
yes.
to be in the presence of a giant like
Mm.
that, to take him by the hand and to show him the ropes of how to, successfully build a business and how that works. And that's carried through for him until this day. He has not changed any
Wow.
of the traditional uh things that you need to be successful in this world. He still maintains that to this
Yes.
day. The
Yes.
consistency, the
Yeah.
drive, sticking to it, staying with it,
Right.
So I always looked at myself, okay, I could probably be the female version of that. Those are
I
some hard.
love it.
My husband's shoes are some hard shoes to fill. But I
Yeah.
was like, I'm a mother. How do you get to do both? How do you get to be successful in what you know how to do and still raise your family and still
Mhm.
make sure that the household is cohesive?
Yes.
So I'm a traditional wife. I like to
Yes.
cook. I like to keep a
Mhm.
home. I like
Mhm.
to nurture my kids, and I had the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
For me, what I did was when I came out of school, I got married. I had my first child, and then I had another child, and I had another child, and another child. And we made a decision that he was going to make the money,
Okay.
and I was going to take care of the home. We had an
Yes.
agreement of how we wanted to do that. Of course, he made sacrifices, for his freedom because he was going to be working all the time to support his family. And I made sacrifices too by not starting a career at the time.
Right.
So once my kids got out and going to school and everything like that, I was like, okay, let me start. I'm a public relations consultant.
Yes.
So I started like that. And then I was finding women who were going through some things that they didn't necessarily have to go through. But some of the
Mm.
things that I learned in business and watching my husband and working with him, how we can navigate a life a little bit better and keep
Yes.
ourselves healthy through the process,
Mm.
keeping the
Mm.
relationships that we need to have through the process.
Yes.
Spiritually, you'll get mad at God sometimes about why this is happening to me and all this stuff, right? But
Yeah.
like I always say, you got to put on that armor, the armor of God, and
Come
everything
on.
that you do from the time you walk up that door. And if you're going to do anything big in life, that money that you put behind it, you got to be able to save it, invest it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are making it, but they're not saving it like I was
Yes.
when I was very young in my 20s. And then, investing it, accumulating even more wealth on top of what you've already sustained for yourself. And
Yes.
so I always like to give shout out to the women out there that are making those multiple six figures and becoming
Mhm.
millionaires in their own right and everything. We
Yes.
see each other, and we need those
Yes.
type of communities where women who are making money, helping support families, or maybe the sole supporter of a family.
Right.
And that's why we're here. That's why I decided I wanted to do something like this, and how we can hold each other's hand through the process and bring
Mm.
the upcoming,
Mm. Yeah.
generation the leaders that they need, and put them all together in a
Mhm.
community so we can
Mm.
bounce off of each other.
I love it. And the name of your community is?
The Wealthy Women Deposits.
Yes. And I'm so excited because you host this every November in
Yes,
Georgia, somewhere in beautiful Georgia. And
yes.
so how can women attend this event? How can they learn more about this event? Because this event, disclaimer, I am the MC with the mostest for this
Yes,
event. Yes, I
yes,
am the
yes.
lady MC, the Wealthy Woman Experience
Yeah.
MC right here. And so I'm so delighted for November. So how can someone find out more about that?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. We are going to be in the amazing Buckhead Club based in Atlanta, Georgia, in the Buckhead community. November 13th is in person, but we do
Okay.
it virtually November 11th and 12th. So you can hop online. If you can't be there with us in person, you can hop online with us virtually, and you're going to hear all of my speakers talk
Mm.
about my deposits, the wealthy woman deposits, the deposits you should be making in your life, in every aspect of your life, to get
Mm.
through what we call this life. And so we have some phenomenal speakers, women who are in their own right, wealthy in all aspects. And
Yes.
it's phenomenal to hear each and every one of them to give their take on what the deposits
Mhm.
mean to them.
Yes.
The in-person event, we have special speakers there. And of course, Alicia is my host in person there. And we will be having a brunch in during that time. There will be vendors there too as well. And
Yeah.
we all come together, and the panelists that are up there, and we get to feed off of each other. We get to meet each other. We get to network with each other. And then
Yes.
the community keeps on going, and it keeps on going, and it keeps on going. And I would like to also add, I didn't speak on the philanthropic side
That's okay.
of that. Yes, yes.
Mhm.
My husband and I have a foundation called the PlanNet Cares Foundation, where we help homeless women and children who are living in shelters get all the necessities that they need in life. And that is one of the deposits too. So if you
Yes,
have
it is.
philanthropy, come on out. Let's talk about it and how we can help each other in that manner too as well. But I look forward to seeing everybody. If you want to go to my Instagram page is at wealthywomandeposits.com, and it has all the information on there too. Or you can go to my website at deborahflemmingbradley.com to get all the information you need and how you can be a part of it virtually, in person, or all 3 days.
Yes, and all that information will be added below. So don't worry if you just didn't happen to catch it in real time or on the recording. Just take a peek below because we'll add it. And the events are just absolutely phenomenal. And as Deborah said, just meeting the other women and oh my goodness. And listen, you hear people say, "Oh, there'll be vendors." Oh no, these vendors are exquisite. I was very happy after leaving, but just something about women. We love exquisite things and just, and it was just the candles and the clothes, just, divine, divine. So the
Yeah.
whole experience is just, as I said, wealthy is it's not just money. You heard her talking about philanthropic endeavors, right? With her husband, giving back. It may be giving back your time, your energy, your efforts, your wisdom, and your cash,
Mhm.
right? All of those things. And so you just have to come and be a part of this to hear about all of the other amazing deposits that are a part of you being a wealthy woman. And in turn, it lends itself, your children experience, right? That wealth in you, your significant other, those you touch in the workplace, they experience the wealth in you that is growing and developing and expanding as well. So I love this event annually. It is a great event, even online, as Deborah said. The first 2 days are online, and then that last culmination day is like in person. So it's so delicious when you can attend all three, or if you just want to come to the live portion, come on. We'll be there. We'll be happy to welcome you. So Deborah, we are about to wrap up. I'm so grateful for your time. Thank you. Thank you for all you do for the community, for women, for men, right? Because we have to understand this is a reciprocal world that we live in, right? It's not just, I think sometimes people think, well, it's only for women. What does that do for me as a man? And there's so many benefits that if you work on yourself as a woman or you work on yourself as a man, then everyone reaps the benefit of that. And sometimes there's things that need to be said in a room, a man to a man and a woman to a woman. So there is such a deep value in this room that you have created and continue to expand. And so I'm so excited to be a part of this, and for those listening to also be in the room. It is just quite a treat and quite an experience. It is truly an experience.
Mhm.
So as we're wrapping, Deborah, what is it you would like to leave our audience with? What insight, what wisdom, what nugget, topic, action would you like to leave our audience with?
Yeah, I'll start off by saying that, these are hard times that are happening in this world, and you cannot go through all the things that are happening alone. It's time that sisters stand up and hold each other's hands. We start uplifting each other, the reciprocity that Alicia talks about, so we can be better, not just to ourselves, but to our families too, and to our husbands and to our significant
Yes.
others. With that, we need to support each other. We need to
Mm,
stick and stay together. We need to fight together. We need to do all these things,
mm,
the wholeness that we are called to become. And many of us are missing out on that because we're into divisive behavior.
mm,
You cannot live in this world being divisive. So I just like to say that it's time for unity.
mm.
It's time for us to be grateful for what we have, and it's time for us to step up and show out for those that we love, and just move through this world in a to a better place than where we are. And the
Yeah.
only way that we can do anything in life is to stick together and
Yes.
move forward,
Yes.
uplift each other, hold
Yes.
each other tight, and be very honest, be very authentic, about what is going on with ourselves and in our families and everything, so someone can help you. Everybody's going through something. Don't think that you're the only one, with that.
Yes.
And I'm just glad to say that people like, you and I, Alicia, we just
Yes.
love being in everybody's business and love helping people,
Yes.
understanding, it's time to be direct with each other. It's time to be transparent with each other. So we just got to keep it, in
Yes.
that order. Transparent
Yes.
is just so,
Mm.
so important. We got to know what you need in order to help you. And then the reciprocity of that must go.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Deborah. And I want you all to hear that. You hear what she said. There's a directness that is required in this season. This is not an easy time. And Deborah is so clear that sometimes women, it can be challenging for us to receive a level of direct communication. We've got to listen, we've got to get better with just having the conversation. You don't have to be nasty, you don't have to be mean. But yes, direct is a skill set and it's a benefit. It's a blessing when someone is just direct, right? Because we do need each other. We need each other in this time. We don't need to be divisive. So this space is exactly what Deborah has created. You will be blessed. We see some of our attendees who have said they've attended. They're looking forward to attending for the first time this year. Listen, this room will change your life. Come on, be present. If you've been praying, this is your answer. If you have to move, get on a plane, very seldom is what you've been asking for at your convenience.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you've got to make some sacrifices. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want what you've really been praying for? Because you never know, that person you've been praying for may just be in this room.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So with that, I love you, Deborah. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for sharing with my audience and with your audience. And as I said, I will put the link to the beautiful Deborah Flemming Bradley's event below. And please grab your ticket, because Deborah is very clear. There is a number, and when that number is met, it is complete. So don't try to email her. No. You heard Deborah talk about intentionality at the top of this broadcast. Be intentional with your time. Be intentional with your yes. Decide and commit. That's what changes your life. That's what changed Deborah's life and Donald's life and the lives of those that they are now supporting to create more for themselves. All right. All right. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Quintessence of Leadership. Thank you, Deborah. I love you.
I love you too.
That's a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. Do you have some thoughts, comments, questions as well? Drop them below. I'd love to hear them and actually respond to you as well. Don't forget to hit that little bell that you see, because it'll notify you next time any new opportunities are posted to this channel. So, thank you again, and until next time, remember, continue to build trust to transform. Whether it's transforming your community, your home, your business, your workplace, your voice is required. Looking forward to seeing you then. Bye.